Let's see. I think I need to put this over here. Okay, everybody. Hello, I'm back. I am excited to say I am back. Hold on 1 minute, though, because I have this door open in the room and I need to close it. Just a second. Ooh. Okay. I am back. I did not do a live last week. I actually had told everyone that I was not going to do a live last week, but I didn't post anything last week. I just had things going on. Hey, Dee, glad you can join. Okay, so I just have to say this. I got this dress like from an online shopping place or whatever a while ago, and I never wore it. And I'm still not wearing it out anywhere, but it was just something. But these are the longest halter strings ever. And so I'm just trying to get comfortable. Anyways, thank you for joining. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but I hope you're doing well. And if you're catching this on the replay, make sure that you kind of like put in the comments that you're watching it again. And I hope, as always, that whatever I'm talking about is, entertaining and insightful. You get some kind of aha moment when you are enjoying my lives or my pre-recorded content. Okay. Hi, Donna B. Thank you for joining. I'm really excited about this. It's something that I have not. What I want to talk about today is how to overcome challenges and not being a complainer versus being a resolver. But I'm going to get into that in a little bit. I did get. Okay, so we have our notices and all kinds of random stuff that I'm going to talk about before I get to the actual conversation. So I got lapel mic. Yeah, I got a lapel mic. It just came in on Amazon via Amazon today. It's called Chemifan. I don't know. Anyways, when it arrived, my granddaughter took it, opened it, and said it was hers. So, anyways, I haven't. It's not plugged in. We're just speaking like into the phone. That's the mic that I use right now. So, but hopefully once I get this set up, I will have better quality, or I will be giving middle fingers to this product. So we'll see on my next recorded stuff. We'll see how this works. Okay, but I didn't have time to like charge it and read the instructions and understand everything. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and do my banners and my comments. And again, everybody, thank you so much for joining. I am Yolanda, and I am Locating Cozy, and this is a broad chat with Locating Cozy. And it's just because I like to talk about a few things. I try to stay focused on the point at hand, but sometimes that just doesn't happen, so we just kind of go with the flow. So that's why it's called a broad chat for various reasons. So I wanted to make sure, please do remember to like and subscribe and hit the thumbs up and get the notifications and all that wonderful stuff. And so you'll know the next time I'm getting ready to go live or if I've just posted something. So, okay, thank you. Yeah, the hair is like really doing hair stuff today. Yeah, so I took my granddaughter. We were going to go to what they call here in Spain is either the China or Cholo stores. It's basically the dollar stores. That's what it is here. And so I was going to take my granddaughter. We were going, but then they closed down for siesta, and they weren't going to be opening up again until 5:30. So we played, and on the way walking to the store, I asked her because she was kind of quiet, and I said, "You want to have a dance party?" And she was like, "See." So we started playing music walking down the street. It's a quiet neighborhood, but yeah, she started doing her little dance, and I just great entertainment, a lot of fun. And so yeah, we did that, and it was closed when we got there. We went to the playground, and then came back and played with some bubbles. So I'm enjoying my time. I actually have, well, let me back up. Let me stay in format, right? Okay, yeah, work with me. Um, so the big question that I always want to know is, how are you locating your cozy? What are you doing to make things in your life easier, better, less complicated? Reducing your stress levels. What are you doing to um, take care of yourself, to take care of your health, to start coordinating whatever your escape plan for whatever from whatever situation that's going on, whether it's the country itself, a relationship, a job, just whatever it is that you're trying to, that you wish and that you want to get away from. How are you? How are you locating your cozy? How are you finding your own comfort? So I always, please do consider that. Thank you very much. Please do consider that whenever, just as I always say, do an audit of your life and see where you can improve things in your life that's going to make you feel better. How about that? Yes. Yes. Okay. So, also, I in the description, I'm not going to. Maybe I should have put it in there, but there's the playlist, and there's a playlist. I have actually created 3 playlists. So hold up, let me go ahead and get that. And thank you so much, embracing your pivot. Says hi, Yolanda. I like your content, and your house sitting videos are very enlightening. I'm looking over here at my big screen, even though I have my glasses on and I can actually read. I'm used to seeing something bigger, but that's okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So with that, I'm going to go in here really fast and go to my YouTubes, and I'm going to put the link to the 3 playlists that I created that I'm so proud of. One is about pet sitting. One is about Zaragoza, and the other one is about just my experiences overall in different countries. So yes, I'm finally creating a playlist. It took me forever, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And I hope again that it was educational, and, excuse me, entertaining and insightful. Let's see here. I'm going to put in, and again, these are already in the description, but for anybody that's coming and joining via that's coming in and checking out this live right now, yes, I'm going to put the links in the chat, in the comments. So bear with me 1 second. I should have already had this pulled up, but I don't care. It's fine. So we have Let's Talk About Zaragoza. Okay, well, how about this? Here's my playlist. And I think, yeah, the ones that you need to see, yeah, because I'm like, I don't want you to see my private playlist, be talking about hair and all that stuff. And yeah, that's okay. Uh-uh. So there's my playlist. And oh, wow. Okay, so let's see, hide. I'm checking out the comments, and Embrace Your Pivot is saying, I'm locating my cozy by saying yes to more things I truly enjoy. And my word for 2024 is easier. That is the goal. That is the dream, to do things easier and stop doing things the hard way. Um, and there is a way to, there are ways to actually, we all have our own journey, but there are ways to actually make things a little bit lighter in your life where you're not on level 10 all the time. So yes, that's great. Um, let's see. I'm so glad that you guys came on. Okay, let me see what else I want to talk about before I get into the topic. Bear with me. I always like to just share a few things here. How are you locating your cozy? You got my playlist. What's going on in my world? What's going on in my world? I am on the countdown, the final countdown. Yeah, I move into my flat next week. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yes. Everything is good. I actually reached out to the owner of the property, the landlord, and said, "Can I get the current tenant's contact information so that I can just see, like, because the place comes furnished, and the tenant is actually moving back to the States. So I just wanted to see what items she might be leaving behind and see if I wanted to, if she was trying to sell it." So, anyways, the landlord said, "Well, I will send her a while now," and I was like, what's happening? She's got to get out. She's got to go. So, anyways, I did find her on a Facebook group that we both belong to, and I did reach out to her, and it took a few days to get back with me, but she did acknowledge that she will be back here and be out in time for me to get in. And in case you missed this, there's a thing here in Spain. When you move out and somebody's been living there for a while, the apartment can still be ready the next day, right after the current tenant has moved out. I was like, uh, how clean is this apartment going to be? How clean is that? So I am I'm going to be doing my own cleaning. The person moves out on the 8th, and I get the keys on the 9th, and I will be doing some deep cleaning. So I probably won't officially move in until the weekend when my son-in-law can help me bring my biggest luggage over. So yes, okay. And what else is going on? Nothing much, just working. Yeah, just just working and getting things done and working on some challenges. I had some challenges going on last week with Exodus Summit. And if you belong to the Exodus Summit community, then you know what they did. Your get your next 3 clients and valuable information. But I had some other things going on in the background, so I wasn't able to complete the challenge then and there. But don't make no mistake, I've been working it and I've been following what's the outline of what they needed. That what you're supposed to do. And I'm very excited about the next steps and getting my next 3 clients. Yes. So, anyways, okay. So let's talk about it. If you're just coming in, thank you again for joining. I am Yolanda. I am Locating Cozy, and this is a broad chat. And yeah, I was rushing to get things done today again because I was playing with my grandbaby. And yeah, it was all good. So let's see here. Hello, Kay Renee. Hello, Katrina. Let's see who else is here. I really do appreciate you guys coming in and enjoying. And hopefully, I believe that this is going to be some good information because what we're about to talk about, it may not be you. It may not be you specifically, but you will be able to relate. So, about different types of personalities and overcoming some of those challenges of dealing with those different type of personalities or recognizing that some personality traits in yourself that might be holding you back because we all have something. Ain't none of us perfect. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm going to save all that to the end. So the big question is so the reason that this even popped into my head, and Katrina was with me when we had this conversation about traveling and how do you, because when you're traveling, and Katrina Michelle has been doing some traveling to the next level for the past 6 months. Okay, she's in the chat right now, and thank you for joining this live. She's been traveling a lot, and I have definitely done my fair share, but she's outdone me big time. But with that, we met up here in Zaragoza. She came to Zaragoza a couple of weeks ago, and we ended up having dinner. And we were talking about many things, but one of the things that we were talking about was during travel, when you're having all these different issues that do pop up, because they do pop up, are you one that's going to sit and complain and wallow? Or are you going to be like, okay, so this just happened. Let's figure it out. We have to find a solution because life be happening. Okay, that's just the bottom line. And as wonderful as it is to be traveling and living abroad or bopping around, as there's some people are doing, or being a traveling pet sitter as I do, things come up. And so it's important. I feel like it's important that we recognize some traits and some communications that, because you see like certain types of people complaining, whether it's yourself or somebody else that's impacting your life, um, it also leans into how you communicate with yourself. Okay, and I'll get into that in a minute. So, one of the things I wanted to say, like, again, first of all, it's okay to complain, and it's okay to stand up for yourself. Make no mistake, I don't want this vlog, this live stream, this conversation that I'm having right now to be misconstrued as you need to shut up and take whatever's happening to you. That is not what I'm saying at all. Okay? That is not what I would ever suggest. There is a difference between um, complaining about something, an injustice, something that's just not right. They messing with your money, they messing with your family, they messing with your livelihood, whatever, somebody, something that is not right. I get that. When I say a complainer or a resolver, somebody that is always complaining, that no matter what, always can find fault in almost every situation in their own way, and can't just sit back and say, okay, let's let go and let God, or let's work on a solution. So, and I also want to back up and say that I've had some days, make no mistake, I have had some days where I was just like, this is a rough ass day. Oh my gosh. Um, Example. I've shared this in another video about my experience in Mexico, but let me share. Okay. I was last day in Mexico City. Had a wonderful, wonderful experience in Mexico City. Last day in Mexico City, I was headed to San Miguel de Allende for a pet sit there. I called the Uber on my phone. First of all, when I got up that morning, I couldn't get the internet connection, so I was trying to maneuver around in this little fancy smancy Airbnb hotel that had the worst reception and internet access ever, for it to be like one of the best places. But I couldn't get my internet connection, so I couldn't get the Uber. I had to reboot my phone to finally get it working, where I contacted the Uber. Downstairs, I have to go and catch a bus in like an hour roundabout. And I get downstairs for the Uber, bringing my luggage. I've been in Mexico for almost 2 months at that point, pet sitting and discovering. And dragged my stuff downstairs. I had checked with the hotel staff, or the Airbnb front desk staff, because when I went online to see exactly where the bus station was, because they had different bus stations. Said, please confirm where this bus station is. He said, this is where it is. I put that in my Uber. Remember that. I go downstairs, I go outside, the Uber's on its way. I'm happy. I'm like, okay, all is right in the world. The Uber pulls up. I, in my infinite wisdom, decided that I was going to help by bringing my luggage out to the car as the Uber pulled up. I forgot that between the Uber car and the sidewalk was a whole freaking bike lane. And yeah, I caused an accident. Two bikes actually rammed right into the back of the Uber. And I was just like, oh my God. It was like that fast, slow motion where I'm trying to get back and pull my luggage back onto the sidewalk. And and then it wasn't fast enough. And so one guy actually skinned up his knee pretty bad, but the guy that was not as hurt actually um, uh, got up and proceeded to curse me out every which way in Spanish. And I was lo siento and all over the place. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. I'm sharing all this to eventually make a point. I may have actually forgotten what the point was at this point. Oh, I know what it was. Yes, we do have bad days. Okay, let's get back to it. So, anyways, the guy is cursing me out. I'm about to start crying because it was pretty emotional at that point. And then the people that were around actually came to my defense, and they were like, it was an accident. The guy that got his knee scraped up was fine. Okay, so the Uber driver, then the guy started yelling at the Uber driver. Don't know why. Anyways, the Uber driver, very kind, told me to get in the car. Let's go. In the car, ready to go, still in shock. And the Uber driver says, "Where are you going?" Basically in Spanish. And I said, "Bus station." And he's like, "No, that's not what the Uber app says. The Uber app says I have to take you clear across town somewhere else." So I'm freaking out, and I really lose it and like do ugly crying and just emotional. And the Uber driver had to take my phone, cancel the trip on my phone, and put in the correct location. He was a wonderful, wonderful, sweet, sweet man that really went above and beyond. But at that time, everything was happening. And so we have these bad days where you're like, oh my God, enough. Recognize that, acknowledge that completely. I called my daughter at my daughter that lived in Spain, that lives in Spain. I literally called her at that time, just like boohooing, like this just happened. Yes, we have bad days. That's what I meant. That's the whole point of this. Okay. But there's a difference. I In the end, I knew that everything was going to be okay. I was just having one of those days, but that was not the norm. Okay. Um, and so to actually acknowledge the bad and then to try to move on is one thing. But if you are somebody who is a complainer to the next level, with no way of thinking about how do you resolve, you're going to have some challenges in whatever, whether it's pet sitting, whether it's traveling or relocating to another country, whether you're just trying to like maybe work on your business, or it's a relationship that you're trying to improve on. If you are always in the complaining mode, uh, if you're always in the complaining mode, it's going to be hard to really see all the glory, all the wonderful things that are happening. The little things add up, honestly. So the question then becomes, how do we complain? So tell me if you recognize yourself. Or better yet, tell me if you recognize um, somebody that you know that is impacting your life in some kind of way. If you recognize the type of person that you may be, be honest. Like we don't know you. Well, I know some of y'all. Okay, I know some of y'all. Okay, but I'll say this: if the people that I do know on a one-on-one basis, trust me when I tell you that if I felt like you were a hardcore complainer with any of the following characteristics, you wouldn't be in my life. Not at this ripe old age of 54. No. Now, when I was younger, there were things that there were, when you're younger, there's people in your life sometimes for a season, and you have to learn from them that you don't want those type of people in your life. But then also, the reality is we have some family members in our lives, and it's easier said than done to be like, well, I just can't be around that person because of their negativity, because of somebody that you truly love or that has been in your life like forever. So I get that. Don't get me wrong. I am not here. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed therapist at all. I'm just a chick that's sharing insight from my own experience and from, life lessons. That's all. But here we go. How do we complain? So you have the person that's always jealous, just absolutely just can't find joy in anything that happens to anybody else. Um, yeah, it could, just can't just be happy for somebody else's experience. And I'm not talking about the person that is like, always running down the list of everything that's going wonderful in their life. So therefore, that person's just getting on your nerves. It can be just something as simple as, I had a good lunch, and and that other person is just, "Hmm, oh, oh, okay. Where'd you go? You must be living large if you can afford that. Oh, okay, okay. I see how you doing it. You know who I'm talking about. You recognize, right? Um, so yeah, there's that person that they don't even have poker face. It's just the envy in them is just so palpable. It's like, wh- my path is not your path. My journey is not your journey. So therefore, create your own. Strive for your own, and don't judge how don't judge how I'm living, and be jealous of that because of maybe what you don't have. It's two separate things. It's like you can have I have friends that support me right now, that I have nothing but love for, that is not within this community, didn't understand what I was doing or why, but just showed nothing but love. This is not just family, this is like friends. But I've also had some people that, as you know, that are like, oh, so you moving to Spain. Oh, okay. So what do you do? What? Okay, so you have that. Let me see. I'm just going to go to the comments really fast. Hold up. Yes. So yes. Katrina Cole says those people can't find joy for themselves, let alone for anyone else, and it's absolutely true. Absolutely. Just it just they can't. They can't see beyond, because they're living in a certain amount of misery of, of trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's like, I ain't the Joneses. Okay. Most of, we are not the Joneses. I do not want to keep up with the Joneses. That is expensive. No, I want to appreciate the lane that I'm in and just to keep it. Okay. Okay. Every time I have like a little glitch that comes up, but okay, we seem to be okay. Um, the other one are the drama queens. So the drama queens are those, there is no calm. There is absolutely no calm in their lives because I'm just like, they don't know how to have peace. And if there is any peace, they have to create. There has to be something that makes them tick. And for that, it's going to be hard if you know that person or if you are that person. It's going to be hard for you to find your peace until you acknowledge it. It's going to be hard for you to find your peace. I speak from this, from a point of, I had some friends, this was years ago, but I had some friends that I had to step away from because their life was full of drama and it was sucking me in. Girl, it was sucking me in. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this to help them. And I was like, after a while, I was like, you gotta stop. You've got to stop this because it was draining me. And also I kind of felt like it was draining me, and it was some of the energy that I was starting to put off to other people. I felt like, like, oh my goodness, this is happening. And so all of a sudden my life was becoming more drama based. And I'm like, okay, so you need to stop with the drama in your life, and you need to stop with the heavy communication with the persons that are actually going through some drama that you can't solve. This is their own mission in life and they have to go through it. I'm not saying that you're not to help, you know, anybody that knows me knows that if I can, I will, but I have to save and take care of me first. Extremely important. So if your life is full of drama all the time, I can't do it. Can't do it. Step away. And so when you're hearing these, like the jealousy, like the drama queens, recognize that these personalities, whether it's you or somebody that you know, can be holding you back from what you want. It can truly hinder your progress if you're constantly in drama. It just it just does. You can't focus on anything else, so you can't see beyond that drama. It's truth. The martyr. The long suffering person that uh, the long suffering person that does everything and sacrifices for everyone, um, and never really feels the what is the word, appreciation. Never really feels undervalued and underappreciated, but they continue to give all of themselves, all. Just take everything because I'm a good person. And I want you to have the only way that I can prove that I'm a good person is if I'm offering everything, my heart and soul, my finances, my peace of mind to someone else. Maybe that person is the drama. Maybe you're offering, maybe you are offering and being the martyr because you're offering yourself, like, sacrificing yourself to the drama queen, to the other people that I'm about to list, or the people that the persons that's jealous. Think about that. And again, if this is you, how is this actually? How is, if you're the martyr? How are you helping yourself? At what point are you going to be putting yourself first? So that's my question. Um, I You know what? I think that the list that I'm the list is like 6 points, just FYI. It's 6 points before I get to, but yeah, 6 points. But on the 6 points that I'm pointing out, I'm pretty sure that in every part of my, some part of my life, I have dealt with and actually probably been that person. I know I've been a jealous somebody. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to sugarcoat it. Yeah, I've been jealous. Absolutely. I've been like, how she do that? I want to know. What's up? Okay. Like, I want to also. Now I've taken that jealousy that I used to feel like I was doing, and just I've found a way to get educated and get knowledge. So like when there was a I'll say an acquaintance of mine, and this was like before COVID, that I would see on social media that she was off flying in different places, and I knew her back when we were making like crap money, hourly paid for some job back in like the late '90s. Okay, so to see her doing, all these different things, I was like, what is she doing? Does she have in my mind, my jealous mind, I was like, she have a sugar daddy somewhere? What's up? She's a kept woman. That's why. That was my mind. That was my jealousy. I created my own little story about what was going on in this person's world. Didn't know crap. One day I ran into this person in Target and I said, hey, I've been seeing you posting on social media. What 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 do you do? And at that time it was a genuine. By the time I saw her, there was genuine. Now I'm sure probably there was some underlying jealousy still in my brain. We are human beings, okay? But um, she said she worked for an airline. I was like, well, okay, hello, okay. So just it's like I had built up this entire idea of how she was, just in my random thoughts, it's like, that must be the story. You can create a whole narrative if you want to. Okay. Anyways, all that to say, yes, there's probably been at some point in my life, there has been a version of the complainer along the way. So you have the jealousy, the drama queens, the martyr, you have the constant critic. Constant critic. Now, this is not the same as somebody who's jealous, because the person who's jealous can never take and show any kind of like, congratulations to you for whatever your accomplishments are. The constant critic is somebody that is just nothing is ever going to be done right, and so they have to do it. And I'm not going to give up too information. I'll say it's a former coworker. I came into somebody hired me on to do some consulting and to implement some processes. And I literally laid out a plan. And one of the ladies was just complaining about how I have to do this because the other department won't do it right. And I'm like, well, how about this? How about we just go ahead and give it to them, because that's their job, and you said it's not your job, and you don't appreciate doing that job. So how about we go ahead and give it to them? Give them time to get acclimated, to take it on. They're going to make mistakes, but give them and hold them responsible for this duty that should be theirs and by all rights is theirs. So you can stop doing it because it's not assigned to you and you don't want to do it. She took such great offense that I had made that suggestion. I was just like, I'm so confused. She actually went to somebody higher up than me and was like, Yolanda wants me to do it this way. She wants me to just like stop doing this work. And I'm like, what? It's like, okay then, because I'm here on a consultant basis. So you can just keep doing what you're doing if you would like to. Okay. And you're doing the same thing over and over again and complaining about it. It almost falls onto the martyr area, I feel. But martyrs, they want you to, and this is just from what I know, martyrs, they feel like they will sacrifice and give their all, like their money and everything and stuff. The constant complainers, they just see that everything is a mess, and that nothing is ever in the right place. Nothing is ever done correctly, so they might as well do it. Like, like, you made the bed wrong, I'll do it. They don't want to show anybody how to actually, they don't want to relinquish the duty, whatever it is that they're complaining about. They don't want to show another person how to do it right, so that they won't have to do it. No, they want to complain about it all the time and just say everything is always a mess. Okay, let me go in the comments real fast. Let's see here. Start says, oh, okay. Oh, where is this at? Oh, that's why I'm over here. Here we go. Yes. So knowing that wasn't the norm is so important. Imagine that happening as soon as you land. Oh, or a few months in. I'm sorry. Were you talking about when I was in Mexico? Yeah, that wasn't the, if you're talking about when I was in Mexico, yeah, that whole fiasco, that crazy day right there, no, that was not the norm. And I tend to now acknowledge that even when I'm having a bad day, I acknowledge it was a bad day. It was a bad 10 minutes. It was, it was a rough time, but I'm not going to wallow in it and stay there forever. What's the point? Why? I'm just going to be like upset the whole forever. Katrina says, those are some unhealthy relationships to be in, one with a giver that really does not want to give. Yes. Yes. It's they're just like, they'll give everything. It's like, I'm bleeding, but I made you some bread. Please eat because I know you're hungry. So yeah. The last two is the victim. That kind of falls into the martyr. Well, no, actually, no, that's not. That's not. Martyr and the victim are two different things. Because victims feel powerless and they feel like they can never do anything to change their current situation. And I do understand I do want to acknowledge that I understand that some people are in some horrific situations regarding possibly domestic violence and things like that. So, hi, it's Nicole Living. I'm already on here. I will kind of do a recap in just a minute, but yes. But I do want to say the victim. This is somebody that I'm referring to. That it just there's a difference between somebody trying to find their way out and not knowing where to turn. And again, there are some real scary situations out here. I'm speaking, and I've known people that literally are the victim where they need the sympathy. They always want your sympathy. They always want to, they're like, I can't do this. I can't move away because I don't have I don't have. They're more concerned about what they don't have and not looking into what they can do to get to the have, or have what they need to move to the next step. You don't need to have everything to move to your next step. Sometimes you just gotta take the first one or two steps. Okay. And then you have to take a step by step. That's something let me just jump off a little bit here. Okay. Yeah. Please, if nothing else, remember this. Whatever your plan is, start with some basic steps, and then you'll just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. You can have an itinerary. Like if you're going on a trip, you can have an itinerary of everything that you want to see, but you have to be able to step back and say, you know what, let's just land and maybe let's go get some breakfast, or let's just, get to the hotel before we start worrying about what we're going to be doing. Have a plan, don't get me wrong, but just worrying about like what's going to happen in 3 days when you just got to day one. Let's work on day one. How about that? Okay, so that's what I mean when I think about people that are the victim, that they're so powerless that they can't even take the first step. Let's take the first step. How about that? Just the first step. Whether that means something like doing some research or checking out some YouTube vlogs about whatever your desire is. Like, okay, I want to start a business. What is my first step? Well, how about if you want to do some research? Maybe you already have done your research and you're like, okay, so now what's my next step? Well, let's find out if you have a an outline of the business, and there's a whole bunch of information out there about how to start a business. Start the little checkpoint. Maybe you just have to go open up a business checking account. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe you just have to speak to some people and just put the bug out, put the word out that this is something that I want to do. Um, and see like maybe some other people that are doing it that are willing to help you build that up, but just taking baby steps. That's just the big thing I wanted to put out there. And don't come in thinking that you have to have everything in place right away. Okay, now thank you. Yes, do please hit that like button. Appreciate you so much, girl. Yes. Okay, so the last one that I wanted to say is the nonverbal complainer. Okay, the nonverbal complainer, they give you all the body language. What's wrong with you? Nothing. No, I'm happy for you. Giving you all the side eye, and but they're not going to say anything, um, even if it's something that is truly upsetting them, that maybe they were actually completely wrong, and it's like the amount of tension that's in their body because they won't speak up for themselves is just so palpable because you're hurting yourself just because you're like, well, I'm not that type of person because I'm such a, I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression. I don't want to upset anybody. So I'm just going to hold it in and not say anything. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. Your blood pressure is rising right now. Some of y'all know who I'm talking about because like you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Somebody made you so mad or somebody disrespected you or somebody that did something, but you never say anything, but you just hold it in for dear life and you are stressing yourself out because you I, there's no release. There's no like, okay, whew. Sometimes you may not be able to say something, but if that's your way of complaining, there's a difference again between having a one off episode or a situation versus that's how you usually complain. So, for those just coming in, let me just say before I go on to the next topic, I do just want to say what we were talking about is how do we complain, which is, up here on the screen right now. But how do we complain? Um, is like how do you like there's different ways you have jealousy like and whether that the how do you complain is how do you complain or how does somebody in your life complain and is really truly impacting you and preventing you from making the next steps because that gets in your head. This stuff gets in your head. So, and if you don't know how to step away or get out of the lane of the person that is constantly jealous, or showing, talking negative or giving you attitude and being jealous, somebody that's always got drama going on, somebody who's the martyr that, you should feel guilty for everything that I'm doing for you. So how dare you dream bigger than I'm dreaming right now? You have the constant critic that just always there's like nothing is going right. And even if there was a way to go for it to go right, it's still going to be a mess. So, the victim that is just feels like they have no way out ever because they don't want to take responsibility because I just need you to feel for me and understand what I'm going through and therefore you need to be here for me and understand that my responsibilities need to be your responsibilities because I'm helpless. Or the nonverbal person that never says anything, never complains. They never complain verbally, but their body language, the tension what they're holding in, maybe some side eyes sometime, that's their way of their internal complaining. Okay. So that's what we're talking about know your complaint style. Um or the complaint style of the person that is greatly impacting and who also might be hindering you from moving forward or moving to your next step, whatever it is. Fair enough? Okay. I'm going to go to the comments before we go on. So let's see here. Uh, Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. Please do. Hit that like button, y'all. Please do. If you're watching it on the replay, make sure that you hit the like button, get the notifications. And I do appreciate you guys being here and checking out this whole communication. And again, today's topic is just about, are you a complainer or resolver? And this ties in. I might be going the long way around, but it does tie in because the thing is, again, how you actually are perceived or how you complain or how you've known people to complain in your life can actually be speaking to you in a way that makes you say, well, I can't do what I can't do because you're being held back by some stuff that's just been embedded in your head, in your psyche for a long time. So let's see who else here. Okay. So as Nicole is saying, a lot of people lack emotional intelligence, awareness, and how to express and move forward. This is true. This is absolutely true. The thing is, as you grow, as you meet people, um, as you grow and you learn, you can become better. Some people, not everybody's going to get it. Absolutely, not everybody's going to get it. I didn't know for, geez, I think up until, I'll say maybe 15 years ago. Yeah, about 15 years ago, I was a yeller. I would yell. It's like, y'all need to hear me right now. I was a yeller, big time. At work, I was calm, but in my personal life, family and everything, I was a yeller. And I didn't realize until one day one of my daughters was like, why are you yelling? It was just something that was embedded in me that I did not even understand. I did not even know that this was a negative thing. And at when I once I started realizing, I was like, oh, like if a guy pissed, if a guy made me mad, oh my goodness, I wasn't it wasn't anything physical. I wasn't like, but if I felt in any kind of way that I was disrespected, I was yelling about it, and I had to unlearn that. So, given the opportunity, I was given the opportunity, I embraced and started really kind of doing some self reflection on, okay, so this isn't a good way to communicate with people. How do I navigate that? How do I make myself better? And it was a long journey. It was a process. And again, because I thought I was fine, I was like, oh no, I'm a wonderful person. It's fine. I didn't realize I was a yeller. So until you actually and not everybody catches on, but in our generation now, I think that more people are more sometimes more open to hearing. And okay, let me just say this, sometimes you get some information that you're not ready to accept yet. So um not having or having the lack of emotional intelligence, maybe somewhere in your mind something's not right or whatever. Maybe you don't have a clue, but sometimes people can say something to you, but it might take a little while longer for you to come to that big aha moment, like, oh, maybe I do need to stop acting this way or complaining so much. Maybe this conversation that we're having right now, you may not be able to pinpoint if one of these complaining styles is your personality. And there might be something that might happen in the next day or the next week that's going to give you the aha moment because you're dreaming of something else, but then you have a you hear yourself and maybe some conversation that's going to happen later on, and you'll be like, oh, that lady locating cozy was just talking about that is me. Oh my god, there you go. So not nothing that I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's going to be just perfect. All of a sudden, you're going to have your big aha moment right now, and it's going to be all wonderful. No, it takes time for us all to grow into whatever the next best version us is of us is. Yeah, I think I said that right. Okay, thank you very much. So The reason why I brought this up, because again, if you're out like again traveling, pet sitting, if something happens and your first inclination is to complain, um, instead of saying like, "Oh, okay, this is happening, but now we need to figure out how to fix this. Am I going to be able to fix it, or will I have to let it go?" And not staying in that state of complaint that's holding you back from one, enjoying the experience. Whether you're traveling or whether you're pet sitting, if you're constantly in the state of complaining about something, oh my God, you're not enjoying this opportunity to travel. Okay. So I'm not speaking just to to people that I'm not just speaking to the people that have not made their move abroad, or who have not started pet sitting, who have not left the job or whatever change that they want. I'm not just speaking to them. If you're already in the midst of traveling, wherever, cross country, international, whatever it is, if you're in the midst, but you are still complaining, you are not fully enjoying your experience and the opportunity that you've been blessed with, that you worked hard to get to. Okay. So yeah, please be aware of that. Don't limit the experience because you're so busy complaining. Like, I didn't like that restaurant. Oh, none of the food here is good. All the food is bad here in this country. Oh my goodness. I don't like the customer service in that country, so I don't ever want to go back. What? What? Okay. You you don't want to go back to a whole country because you don't like the customer service, versus maybe considering the fact that things are just culturally different, maybe in the country that you're visiting or the other city that you're visiting or whatever it is. Um, I remember I think it was a few years ago that I saw somebody say something like that, saying that they will not go to a country with bad customer service. How can you actually incorporate that statement to say you won't go to a whole country if it has bad customer service? You're going to get bad customer service at some point. It's going to happen. Okay. Should you negate an entire country because you had one bad experience? And if you're having multiple bad experiences, now don't get me wrong, I know that there's some places where I think Katrina said, like, was it Cape Town, Katrina, that you said you were in? You were like, I don't need to come back here. I don't want to misquote you on that one, so I'm going to leave that one alone. But I can't remember. I know that there's been certain places like, um, when they had the Exodus Summit meetup in Marrakech last year, that there was some issues. And they were like, we don't need to go back there overall. But if wherever you go, there's always an issue. I think you need to probably take a hard look at yourself and be like, why am I always running into these horrible experiences? Why is that? Okay. Okay. So I wanted to just go on to this, because the thing is, reasons why you keep saying you can't do something. What are the reasons why we keep saying that? Why can't we do it? Just like, oh, I just can't. So remember, you have this. Sometimes you just have these complainer tendencies in your head, so you don't know how to step away from the complaint and just embrace, move forward, resolve the situation. I had I had a now this I'm going to say this. This was extreme. This was extreme. Okay. I went to Austin, and I've told the story, but I went to Austin for a pet sit. This was like probably over a year ago. I went to Austin for a pet sit. I did not have the pleasure of meeting the lady first before I got to the pet sit. So she was like, no, the dog walkers come all the time. So leave the key. You'll be there for, I think, a week and a half. It's fine. The dogs are great. It was two dogs and three cats. I get there, and one of the dogs that was like maybe 10 years old was like, "You're not coming in this house. I don't know who you think you are." That dog was showing off. I don't know how many teeth canines have, but that dog was showing like it was ready to attack. And she was like, "Oh, I left the treats in the kitchen on the counter." The kitchen was way across on the other side. I didn't know that at the time. I thought they were going to be at the door. Anyways, no, I could not get in the house. Could not. I was like, okay, I just drove up to Austin from Houston, and this dog is not letting me in. And the owner was like at the airport, and she was like, well, I don't know why. This has never happened before. I don't care if it has never happened before. I can't get into your house. I was in shell shock. And so finally was like, okay, so either somebody else is going to have to come let me in. So eventually one of her friends did come, let me in, walked in with the dog. The dog was fine, but the dog was being a guard dog. Um, but the thing is, again, I had to go through and figure this out. And I take it all as an experience and something to learn from. I learned from there that I will never ever do another pet sit without doing the day before pre-check-in. Learn that lesson right then and there. There was resolution. I couldn't sit and wallow in that whole experience because of that one bad part of the pet sit. Um, and so that's what I'm saying. What is the resolution versus just saying, oh, well, this is horrible. I don't ever want to pet sit again because that one experience and that dog wouldn't let me in. Was it extreme? Absolutely. That was a little extra. But still, when you're traveling or pet sitting, you have to switch off the, oh, this sucks, and find the joy, find a resolution. And if the client in the end, the pet owner in the end was just horrible, it's like, okay, well, I don't ever want to do this again. Not saying that you need to sit and suffer, but try to find some kind of resolution or some way to get it fixed, to fix the situation. That's all. Okay, so reasons why we keep saying we can't do something. Okay, number one, you're afraid to even try because you're afraid of failing. We are always afraid of failing. Um, Fear can be like paralyzing. It can be overwhelming that makes you uh, say no. Now, there's certain things I don't want to do. I don't want to jump. I don't want to go parachuting or whatever. I'm not jumping out of a plane. Fear of failure? Hell yeah. Okay. Um. So I don't mind having some fear of failure. But there's some things that you just have to be able to walk through, but you always want to, if you're always concerned about protecting yourselves from the disappointment or embarrassment, um, to try to step out of that, to say, you know what, my big thing is that I always say is you have to walk through it to get to it. I don't even know where I first heard that so many years ago. You have to walk through it. You have to go through it to get to it. So I do understand that fear of failure. And the thing is, fear of failure, you're scared of being embarrassed. That comes back to, oh, and then that person who was the jealous one is just gonna see that I failed at this. So what? You fail, you get up, you try again. You try it a different way. Okay, there is not, as they say, I've heard this so many times, there is not one successful person in this world that, well, maybe there's some that just were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, but successful business where they didn't have some failures before they actually got, became the success that they are now. Okay, so take that. The other thing is lack of confidence. Um, my my thing with that, again, you have to go through it, but the lack of confidence can make you be like, especially when you have maybe the complainer in you that's just like, no, you can't do it, who do you think you are? And D from H&D Abroad is on here, and I will tell this story to forever. I had a complete breakdown right before I moved to Spain, just the most god awful crying, freaking out, called D, like, because I was like, who do I think I am trying to do this? What is going on? My confidence level, I have the confidence, but then it's like I was just doubting myself. And I eventually was like, girl, you're gonna fake it till you make it. And all that means is just keep doing what you need to do until you get to the point where you can say, like, okay, now we're at this step. Okay, now we're gonna keep moving forward, keep climbing. Okay. Um, you have like a limited experience or you feel overwhelmed. You know what? We all doing this for the first time. So if you're like, oh, I don't have the experience to do this, I have no experience about moving over to another country. Nobody. You don't have to and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are so many, besides me just talking and sharing my experience so far. There are so many people on the interwebs. We have D from H&D Abroad on here. We have Katrina Michelle. She's sharing what she's been doing. And they're not just sharing like, like, oh, it's just so wonderful and glamorous. There are some real talk conversations. Yes, the Instagram and the TikTok videos, they're wonderful and they're pretty, but also listen to what they are talking about. Okay. So you will know that just because you don't have the experience of doing it, it's okay that you don't have the experience. Why? Because other people do have it and they want to share with you. They want to share and welcome you and give you hugs and say, "We've been there. We're going through it. We're figuring it out. It's okay." So just know that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Perceived difficulty. Oh, if it's too hard, oh my goodness, if I have to go to the embassy or the consulate one more time, I just can't do this. All this paperwork that's required for me to for me to try to get my residency in Mexico, I don't want. That's too hard. It can be challenging. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It can be challenging as hell. It can be challenging. It doesn't make it impossible. It's like, I'm sorry, if you want it just easy, yeah, no. Yeah, how easy is it living here? Excuse me, how easy is it living in the US right now? How easy is it with the stress and struggles that you're experiencing right now? So the idea that you're saying, um, it's too hard to make this next step. You're living in hard right now. You're living in a struggle right now, whether it's a financial struggle, whether it's a mental health struggle, or just, putting up with, the job struggle, whatever it is, you're living in it right now. That's why you're here. That's why you're actually, join maybe Exodus Summit or just getting your knowledge on with some other people that have some insight. So it's difficult, but it's not beyond your ability. Know that. It's not beyond your ability. There might be some hoops that you might have to jump through, but nothing is beyond your ability. And the thing I want to go back to, the complaining versus the resolver. Um, think about, who is it? Constant criticism. That's that constant criticism that's talking to you. That's your communication with yourself. That's saying that, no, you're never going to be able to do that, girls. Just stop. Don't even try. Just stop it. Why are you wasting your time? Right? You know I'm right. Let me go here. Let's see here to the comments really fast. And what she say, engineer she sure is, and just picked up another. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna. Uh, oh, okay. They're just talking about pet sitting. So, oh, I'm going to share this. Yes. So, 2 weeks ago, I was on Black Sick Global, and I was interviewed, and that was live, and I was nervous, but that was a really great interview, and it was just wonderful. I need to post that link in here. If you didn't see it already, that was a really great experience, and it's actually incited me to like go on and do some other things, which I will be. By the way, yes. Okay, wait a minute. I do have an announcement. I have an announcement at the end. Okay. Okay. So we're almost done. Okay. Just FYI, we are almost done. Um, so we have the lack of confidence, perceived difficulty, stepping out of your comfort zone. Wait a second. Yeah. Stepping out of your comfort zone. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to. I don't want to know what the new thing is. It's like, I know I can see it over there. It looks good. It looks interesting, but I want to stay in my comfort zone. But really, how comfortable are you? How comfortable are you right now? And that's what I always ask at the beginning of my vlogs is, how are you locating your cozy? So my granddaughter just got home. Okay, she's coming in. Yeah, we don't like her on YouTube Live. Okay. Okay, guys, we're still not going to show her, but yeah, she just came in. Go ahead. Go to your daddy. Go ahead. Thank you. Close the door behind you. Thank you. Bye bye. I'll see you in a little bit. She came in. Yeah, we have no what do they call it? Like all the space is her space, period. Yeah. Anyways, um, but yeah, when you're like, oh, I don't want to get out of my comfort zone. Uh, all these things, the perceived difficulty, the stepping out of your comfort zone. How comfortable are you right now? What I was going to say was that's why I'm always asking, how are you locating your cozy? How are you finding joy and comfort in your life? I say this with so much love. Please, the idea of difficulty or lack of experience or fear of failure, lean into it and go through it. It is very important that you don't keep the complaining about your current situation, what you're experiencing. Again, this is for whether you are um, still in a situation where you haven't left the country, or you haven't left the job, or you haven't left that relationship, um, or you haven't, whatever it is that's holding you back. If you're still there, or if you're already on your journey and not quite enjoying it because you're still complaining about it, and you're not leaning all the way into the experience. Be free, get out of your head and let yourself be free and truly be free from the stress that's in your life that's leading to, especially as Black women, being sick mentally and physically. So, anyways, I hope that this, I don't know if it all tied in. I think I did pretty good. Yeah, I think I did pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Yeah. But now it's time to okay, so anyways, please do really do evaluate, take stock of where you're at and what you want to achieve, and recognize what's hindering you. If there's somebody that's in your head, if it's not you, even if, okay, so if you're a complainer and you don't know it yet, but you know you're the complainer. It always is. It starts from someplace. So, and this is not. I'm not on here saying you need to go and blame your mother for why you are this way. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, what I'm saying is it starts someplace that is in that you're even thinking that way, or that's the way that you communicate. Just like I said, I was major yeller and didn't realize it until 15 years ago. I'm 54 now. So I mean, I was in my, yeah, I was like in my late 30s, early 40s when I was like, oh. I yell when because I feel like I have to be heard. You have to hear me, and the only way you're going to hear me is if I'm yelling, and I'm just like, why did you do it like that? And it's like, and then I eventually I stopped, and I was like, wow, my stress level. And now I'm to the point, like, if you make me mad, I'm like, I don't care, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Bye. So I've done a complete 180. It's like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's okay. Goodbye. I don't have time for all of this. But all that to say is recognize um, the type of person that you are, and dig into that, lean into that to understand how you can make your life better, where you don't like take every experience and find fault in it. Take it as a learning experience. Stand up for yourself, don't get me wrong, when necessary. But also, if you are always constantly complaining about something, or always finding fault, or nobody ever appreciates me, so I can't do anything, stuff, take stock of that. Lean into it, understand it, and then figure out what the next move is. Nobody said it's going to be easy, but man, the payoff is amazing. Oh my gosh, the payoff is amazing. What you get out of it once you understand and recognize some things that you need to work on is next level. On the other side is amazing. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Now let's share. I have a big announcement. I got announcements. So yes, what's going on? I didn't think I was going to do this. I really didn't. But I feel like I have been called to do some things. So I'm just going to go ahead and lean all the way into it and say that first and foremost, it's not up yet. If you are part of the Exodus Summit community, then you will see a invite soon for a meetup in Madrid. It's months away, months away. We got time. We got time. Get your tickets now. So, yeah, we're doing a meetup in Madrid, y'all. Isn't that? I'm so excited. So here's the deal. The meetup in Madrid is for Exodus Summit only. Okay, so if you are a woman of color and you belong to Exodus Summit, if you are a woman of color and you don't belong to Exodus Summit yet, you need to join because that's the only way you will be invited to the Madrid meetup. Okay, that is officially. This is for the women. Now, I will be giving more detail on that later on. But we are doing a meetup in Madrid. Do I know where yet in Madrid? Not yet. It's not until October 23rd. It's going to be right after the Exodus Summit virtual summit. Yes, so that's going to be inspiring right there. But we're doing a meetup now. I have done several meetups when I was in Texas. Loved it. Party of one, awesome. But this is new community. But yeah, I'm doing it. I feel like for anybody that's either trying to scout and do some discovery scouting in Spain, or they call it country shopping in Spain. I think Madrid is like where you want to do a meetup at. It was between Madrid and in Barcelona. So I will let you know the details. That's going to be posted within the Exodus Summit group, and the only way you can RSVP to that is through the Exodus Summit group. Okay, so that's one. So the other thing is Thursday and Friday of October. Uh, October 25th and 26th. No, wait a minute. That's the Thursday and Friday because the meetup is going to be the meetup for, yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry. The 24th and 25th. I think I have on there. Do I have that wrong? October 24th. Oh, no, it's right. It's right. Yeah. Okay. We're doing an exclusive meetup in Zaragoza. 2 days. Okay. So let me go ahead and drop some information in the chat. So if you're interested, because it's only right now, I'm a party of one and I just moved to Spain. So right now I'm saying 20 people. It's 2 days in Zaragoza. Okay. So what's going to happen is, again, I'm not going to be your 24/7 tour guide. That's just not happening. Yeah, but there will be some events. One of the events, one of the speaking people that will be speaking, I'm not sure if they will be in Madrid earlier, but like either the afternoon after the meetup, or I'm working that out to be on the same day. The bottom line is my attorney is going to be a guest speaker. That's one. I'll just leave that. I have to give you guys some stuff. So the attorney that's helping me with my visa is going to be a guest speaker. In Zaragoza, I'm planning to do some things. And if you want to know some of the things that I am planning, please do make sure that you sign up. Let's see if this works. Make sure you sign up for the email, okay? And what happens is, yay, I think it worked. Did it work? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna put the link in there by itself just in case, because I don't want to take a chance, because I think I have both in there. So I'm gonna put the link in here just by itself, just so it should be clickable. And yeah. So anyways, okay. So if you can't click on it, then just copy and paste, and it'll take you to a sign up sheet that's gonna ask you for your name, your email, and just like how you heard about this event. Okay. But again, this is not until October, so you have time to get your tickets. Originally, I wanted to do this the week of the 15th of October because they have the Pilar Festival. It's a big festival that happens in Zaragoza every year. They have a carnival, and it's a whole big deal. But the reality is, it's crazy in Zaragoza during that time. The trams are packed beyond. I mean, Zaragoza is just packed. And even though it would be wonderful, and if you want to come the week before and enjoy that event, that's great. But overall, I'm thinking that in order to get a more realistic and more fun, more ease experience of 2 days in Zaragoza, you need to like not have it be so chaotic to really really enjoy it, and not have crazy tourists, and then also crazy prices. So that's why I'm putting it off until the week after the festival, so it'll be a little bit more calm. So again, if you're interested, go to the link, get on the mailing list, and I will be updating you not only about when you can register to attend. And again, I want to say this: Madrid meetup, that's Exodus Summit. That's something that there's no charge for that, okay? Because you're going to be paying for your own food, okay? You'll be paying for your own food for this also, but you're going to be paying for your own food there. But with the exclusive meetup in Zaragoza for 2 days, I have very specific ideas in mind on what I want to do, and I just want you to block out those dates, get on my mailing list, my emailing list, so you can get the proper notifications, and then make sure, because this is your opportunity to experience Spain overall. So just make sure that you block off the days between the possible meetup in Madrid on the 23rd of October, and then on October 24th and 25th in Zaragoza. And then you can go all the way around, because from Zaragoza, you got Madrid, which is 1.1 hour, 15 minutes by train. And then you have Barcelona, which is 1 hour and 15 minutes by train. So you can get around. And the train system, I'll be telling you about the best train systems to use, all that. So sign up. I am so excited. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm so excited. And it's just calling me. Like, Zaragoza is just this wonderful place. And if you have family, this is a family place. But again, I'm moving into my flat in the city center next week, and I'm really excited to be here in Zaragoza. I'm a single woman. But if I need to go date, there's some men around here. Make no mistake. Like, it's not, there's some men around here, but also it's easily accessible by train to get to wherever I want to go. Okay. Sign up, guys. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay. So we have time. And yes, that's it. We get it. I am super, super excited to see everyone who's interested in coming over here and hanging out with me for a few days in Zaragoza. And I just have so much ideas about what I want it to look like, but also I'm not gonna like wear myself out. Okay. I'm going to be tired anyways, but I want it to be fun. I want to make sure that I am, if it's not an event that I'm actually taking you to, I want to be able to direct you to places where you will have and be able to do your own sightseeing, and you can build your itinerary to really embrace and enjoy Zaragoza. And then you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And then you will have some real informed options. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What else do I have? I think that's it. I think that's it. Yes. Um, I do, yeah, just again want to thank you. Make sure that you check the description if you're interested in pet sitting down below. Wait a minute, hold up, hold up, hold up. Where's my little code at? Yeah, there's a code in the information in the description here, and also there's a link to it in my description. So if you're interested in pet sitting, and also guys, okay, I need to share this and stuff. I now have a link for if you need some one-on-one coaching regarding pet sitting. So if you are a pet owner, or if you are a pet sitter and you need some insight about pet sitting, what to expect, of course, watch my videos that I've already recorded regarding pet sitting, the logistics of pet sitting full time. But um, also, just as far as like if you're doing paid pet sits outside of trusted house sitters, also I help you make sure that you have like the questions to require, the questions to ask, and the documents needed to make sure if you're doing a paid pet sit that you have a good contract. Not an attorney. I'm just telling you how I will share with you how I did things and what can work for you to make it a great pet sit experience. So anyways, check out the links for the playlist. Sign up for that, uh, for the newsletter, excuse me, for the email updates. Again, I'm super, super excited. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much, guys. And you enjoy the rest of your week. And I am Yolanda. I'm out.